Matt Hogan here from MoveMe Quotes, and thanks for tuning in. This is episode 6 of our MoveMe Quote of the Week series, and let's just jump right into it. This week's quote is brought to you by Matt Kahn, and it reads, "Remember, despite how open, peaceful, and loving you attempt to be, people can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves." I think this is an important one for 2 reasons. Number 1, I think it sheds light as to how we should be looking at our relationship with ourselves. And number 2, I think this is going to help you understand why others act the way they do a little bit better and help you understand the actions and intentions of others. So let's look at the first aspect of this. You can only give what you have. And there's a really great analogy with this in regards to the teacup. If your teacup is empty, then you can't give tea to anybody else. You can't give anything that's in your cup to anybody else because there's nothing in your cup. However, if you fill your cup first, well, then you have something in your cup to give to somebody else. And you can only give people as much as you have in your cup. So if you focus on giving yourself as much love as you can, as much knowledge as you can, as much wisdom as you can, then you'll be much more able to give to others. So that's the first analogy. Another analogy that I like, that I think sheds a little bit more light onto how the giving of love really works, the giving of wisdom really works, is the idea of a tower of champagne glasses, right? So I don't know if you've ever seen a tower of champagne glasses where you got one at the top, you got maybe 3 underneath it, maybe 5 underneath it, and then you got another stack underneath that, and you got another stack underneath that, and you got this huge tower of champagne glasses. And then what happens is you go up and you pour the champagne in the top one, and then that champagne goes down into the first one, and then as soon as it overflows, it goes to the next 5, and as soon as those 5 overflows, it goes in the next, 10, 15, whatever, and it keeps going down that way. I love that analogy because if we focus on overflowing ourselves with love and peace and joy and happiness and wisdom and insight, then that's going to trickle out into our next immediate circle of people, our next 5 or whatever it is. And then as long as we're overflowing with love and joy and wisdom and insight, then that's going to continue to fill their cups. It's going to continue to fill the cups of people that are right in your immediate vicinity. And then it's going to keep filling them up until they're overflowing. And when they're overflowing with happiness and joy and wisdom and insight and love, then it's going to continue to ripple out until you get that entire tower filled with whatever it is that you're overflowing with. But it starts with one, and it starts with overflowing the cup of one. Now, the second aspect, it'll help us understand others a little bit better, because a lot of times we get frustrated that people don't meet us with the same force that we're trying to provide. If you feel like you're in a relationship and you're doing everything you possibly can to show love to this person, to go out of your way to help this person, to maybe try to have conversations with this person, try to get intimate with this person, but it's not being met with an equal force, or it's not being met with equal action, again, that person can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves. So until that person has truly met who they are and they felt as deeply as they can, and they've been intimate with themselves as much as they can, as far as intimate with their thoughts and intimate with their feelings and intimate with who they want to become, then they're never going to be able to meet you with that equal force. So again, to wrap this idea up, this is a powerful quote. And if you focus on, again, that champagne tower, and you focus on overflowing yourself first, then it's going to ripple out and it's going to impact such an amazing amount of people. But it all starts with you. I think that'll be a huge first step that you can take away from this. And second, if you seek to understand that people can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves, then we can focus less on the frustration that comes from that interaction, and we can understand it more, so that way maybe we can provide the right opportunities for them. We can give them the space that they need. We can give them the time that they need. We can give them the resources that they need to become that person, or to become their own person, whatever that means. So I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this quote. This one hit me deep, and this one I feel is a really insightful piece. So whatever thoughts you have, let us know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to start a dialogue about this. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. We appreciate the good vibes. And if you think anyone might benefit from this, definitely pass it their way. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you guys again next week. Take care.